Hi everyone, welcome to my unit lesson plan. For my first assignment, the first day of instruction is going to be a vocabulary acquisition assignment where students are going to watch a PowerPoint presentation and have a discussion so they learn the vocabulary. From there, students are going to use Google Forms to fill out a sentence frame worksheet where they have to use that vocabulary to fill out the worksheet on Google Forms. This assignment caters to logical mathematical students because they get to use deductive inductive reasoning to fill out that sentence frame worksheet. Students are going to be working in groups to fill out those sheets, so that also speaks to the interpersonal learner. On day 2, students are going to be learning about the rise and fall of totalitarianism. We'll have a PowerPoint presentation and discussion as a class so students can learn about totalitarianism and the dictators that rose up from that. Students are going to be broken up into small groups and are going to be asked to discuss one particular country, fascist country. Every group is going to have one of those countries, and they are going to create a Google slide, 1 or 2 slides that cautions and warns their fellow countrymen of their respective country that they're representing against totalitarianism and what could happen if these totalitarian leaders are left unchecked. In face-to-face learning, the students can just present a infographic off of Canva and create one of those and present that to the class instead of the Google Slides. For this assignment, this speaks to the visual learner because they get to create a visual presentation, the linguistic learner because they get to present what they created and speak to the class. It also speaks to the interpersonal learner because the interpersonal learner is getting to learn in a group setting. Assignment day 3, students are going to be participating in a inquiry station activity off of Google Forms. Students are going to be looking at newspaper clippings, primary source documents, listening to radio clippings, listening to or watching TV clippings and movie clippings that all speak to why America entered into the war. Students will write down what they learned and their thoughts on to a Padlet, which as a class we will discuss the students' findings, and then from those findings students will write a 1-page essay on which reason they think definitively helped America enter the war. This assignment speaks to the interpersonal learner because they're working in groups to find that information, and it also speaks to the intrapersonal learner because they're using information to formulate their own opinion and write their own opinion piece. For assignment day 4, students are going to be learning about propaganda. We're going to review a PowerPoint presentation that shows all types of different propaganda, and students are going to then be asked to either create a piece of propaganda either on their own or with a group. Students can pick from any subject they want: women in the workforce, joining the military, saving precious resources for the war effort, buying war bonds, any type of piece of propaganda from World War II. They can choose any medium to represent that. They can record a radio spot, a jingle. They can record a skit They can create a war pamphlet. They can any medium that they want to create that piece of propaganda. They can create a war visual poster, anything that they want, and they can use various different kinds of technology. The versatility of this assignment is that it's going to speak to multiple different intelligences. The musical intelligence if they want to create a jingle, the visual intelligence if they want to create a poster, the interpersonal if they want to work in a group setting, the body kinesthetic if they want to do a skit and do a role play. It just speaks to multiple different students. It's all in what they decide to choose. And again, they can use all kinds of various different technologies, Loom, Audacity, screen recorders. They just any piece of technology they want to create their piece of propaganda, they'll be able to. On the seventh day of, or excuse me, on the fifth day, they are going to present their whatever they created to the class, and we'll all review those together. On the fifth day of instruction, students are going to have the opportunity to take a virtual field trip via geocache information that the instructor will place around various locations around San Diego at important World War II sites in San Diego. Students will go find that geocache using a website on their app, which will have various information and give them a virtual tour to explain to them why these particular sites are important, like Cabrillo Monument and the barracks, all kinds of different locations. This assignment is going to be optional. This version of the assignment is going to be optional because not all students are going to have the ability to travel to these locations. But instead, if they aren't going to do this assignment, they can do a geocache version of World War II, whereas Carmen Sandiego, which is going to be all World War II clues. We could do this at school by having the information geocached around the school, and students need to find that information, which will have clues that they will need to solve, like a Google form, to find out where the next location is, so that they can find where Carmen Sandiego is. The students are going to be using the geocaching website, their own personal devices or devices provided to them by the schools to complete this assignment. This particular assignment speaks to the kinesthetic learner, the natural learner who is going to be happy to be moving about and being able to use being outdoors and being in nature. If students choose to do the virtual field trip, they will keep a log of what they learned at each site, and then present that to the students the next day on day 7. That will appeal to the interpersonal learner, and if not, they can do the Carmen Sandiego assignment, which will be a 2-day assignment to figure out all the clues and to eventually hopefully find where she is. And we'll do that in 2 class periods, so that will take up day 7. Day 8, we will be taking virtual museum tours at the Dachau concentration camp from their website, and we'll also take a virtual tour of Japanese internment camps here in the United States via the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Library Museum. Students are going to keep information on a graphic organizer via Padlet, and as a class together, we're going to take that information from those tours and create a graffiti board. After we create that graffiti board as a class, we're going to discuss what the students put on there. It's just a way for us to bear witness to these important moments in human history. This is going to appeal to the interpersonal learner who gets to have group discussion. It also appeals to the naturalist learner who gets to, in essence, take a field trip, although it is virtually. For instruction day 9, students are going to be reviewing a presentation about the atomic bomb and the dropping of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Students are going to be asked to participate in a Socratic seminar virtually. Students will have to complete a worksheet that was going to access their knowledge and their learning, and complete that on the first day. On the next day, they're going to bring that into class, and they're going to have a fishbowl discussion virtually through Zoom or person to person in class, and discuss whether they believe that the dropping of the bomb was justified, or if they think that it's a war crime, that it didn't need to happen. Students are going to be paired together virtually or in person, and need to keep tabs on their partner to record the things that their partner did well, things they think their partner could improve, and afterwards the students would be filling out a Google Form exit slip to discuss what they learned, what they believe they did well, and what they believe that they could improve on. This will all be done either via Zoom using Google Forms, or person to person in the classroom using features from Google Classroom. Thank you.